This is Christina and Releasing for a Better Life. Let me go over my program again. This is a program I created to really for my own anxiety, my own issues going on in my life. I have a lot if you were to ask anybody. It worked so well that I decided just to put it out there and share with anybody who needed it, who wanted to use it. It really is just phenomenal. And as I've used it, it's continued to grow. These recordings that I put out, these videos, they really are about my growth with this actual program that I created. It's kind of this me sharing my own personal experience with it and how I am learning as I go along, because I've learned as you do this, you continue to get messages and insights, things keep coming, and it's exciting, and you want to continue moving on and on and on and growing as a person. So let me just explain the program really quick. It's so simple, it really is. All it is releasing everything in your life to God. It's that simple. And I mean, it sounds simple, it is simple. It's really going into a little bit of a meditative state. It doesn't have to be deep. You don't have to go in and put music on and sit cross-legged. You just have to take a moment, just think about what's going on, everything. And I mean, the good, the bad. You could have had a great day, a bad day. You could have had something just little happen. And it's talking about, you think of these things happening and you just start imagining a ball in front of you and putting all of those issues visually into this ball, one at a time. And you want everything in there. Like I said, I mean, it could be, the smallest thing or the biggest thing. You just keep putting them, piling them into this ball. And then you just let that ball go. You spend a couple minutes just imagine it being released to God. And then you imagine God taking that ball and holding it, and you no longer have to worry about it. Anything that's meant to come back will come back. Anything that's not, won't. And you just let it go. It couldn't be simpler, more beautiful. And if you watch some of my other videos, you'll see some of the other things I do. Like I do a couple things about releasing little pieces. Like if you're working on something, you might release it and imagine it coming back. If you're working on a single issue, or if you're working on, or you want to, you have a big issue, you need someone to talk to, you can talk to your angels. And I am a big proponent now on meditating. I really believe meditating, nothing to do with the releasing, but just meditating is huge. It goes on and on. I wish I could just spend hours talking to people about what I do, because it really is exciting. The stuff I've discovered and where I've come from where I started, is unbelievable. I just have made this big transformation. So, and one of the things I want to talk about, I'm building up to this whole piece that I have been working on lately that has been, I think, one of the most life-changing things I've gotten from this whole thing. And that's this type of journaling I'm doing. But this journaling I do is a little bit different. And one of the pieces I do is I draw every day. And I want you to know, I'm not an artist, I don't draw. But I want to talk about why it is important to draw every day. And like I said, I'm not an artist. I'm not going to tell you, I have family members that are great artists, and they would tell you they love to draw. But that is not my thing. I am a terrible artist. But there's a lot of reasons why you need to draw. And why, even if you hate it, it's okay to pick up a pencil and a piece of paper and even just doodle. Even if all you can do is stick figures, it's really, really important. And one of that is when you draw, even the simple stick figure, it starts putting a map together for you of whatever is going on in your life. Whatever the issues and problems are, it starts to map those out. Even if all you're drawing is geometric figures, in your mind, you're mapping out these problems. And your mind subconsciously is trying to help you figure those problems out. Let's take this a step further. If you want to draw like to the issue, like let's say you're trying to create your dream car. So every day you go and you draw pieces of your dream car. You put a big sheet of paper and you promise yourself that you're going to draw a piece of it every day. That in your mind, you're trying to map out or problem solve how you can create this dream car in your life. What are the ways you can make this happen? And that's so important. You know, that this is more than just pasting a picture of a car on a board and looking at it. This is your mind creating this. How is it? It's trying to problem solve. It's trying to create a way for this to happen. It's trying to bring the subconscious to the conscious. That's incredible. And it's so important. So important. So another thing, it helps you with your fine coordination. And that's important too, because, you know, you realize how our fine coordination is off sometimes. And for everything that we do, we need that fine coordination brought back to life. And you see a lot of old people who get shaky or jittery. That's some of that fine coordination off, and it will help prevent some of that fine coordination. It also helps the two sections of the brain work together, the left and the right. The creative and the analytical will work together. They work as one while you're doing art, especially when you're doing art on an issue. So let's say you're doing art, you know, you want to get, you know, you want to do a clothes shopping trip. So you decide to just randomly draw a bunch of clothes. You don't know how, you're just putting them out there. However, doesn't matter if the art is good, doesn't matter if it's beautiful. For you, it's what it is. You know what you're drawing, and so you put it out there. You know, your mind is picking that up. You're putting it together. All right. So these are all really, really, really important pieces of why you should be drawing, and every day. You need to do this every day. It's been proven that people that draw are more successful. They're more confident. They're calmer. They're also use this as a meditation. You can sit down and draw, even if you don't know how to draw, to just sit down and try. It's like a form of meditation. And you know, when I first started, I had a little pencil, but a huge eraser, because I was erasing all the time. And you know, that's okay. And my lines were chunky, and it's really funny because I would go on to Google and I would look at how to draw with kids, for kids. I would look at simple techniques for kids, and that's how I started learning how to draw. And I actually still use those techniques. I've just advanced them a little bit, maybe, not much. And I've learned to lighten my pencil. I also, you know, my husband is much better than me, and sometimes I ask him for little tips. But I'm finding I'm getting better and better, and I love it. And I'm taking more chances. I'm also able to be more simplistic at times, which is fun, because I used to feel like I had to be so detailed at my pictures. And it is a type of meditation, and I'm excited. I'm always thinking about what I want to put next. And remember, these pictures are just for you. You don't have to share them with anybody. You know, I mean, there are times my husband and I will look at our pictures and we kind of laugh about them. But you know, it actually helps us see into our mind. Like, we realize when we see things that sometimes we see them wrong. Like, and that's one point. It helps you see how you actually see things in the world, which is funny, how you see images. Do you see them big, or do you see them small? Are you seeing them in realistic form? And that's a really good point. And it's funny how often we don't see things as realistic as they are. Like, you'll imagine this beautiful car, but you won't realize how small it really is and how impractical. You've always dreamed of this car, but when you actually get the car, you're like, wait, this isn't the car I dreamed of. I dreamed of having this amazing car, and this car is really impractical. And you realize that you had, you know, drawn something that wasn't real. And, you know, and the same goes for people. Like, you'll draw a person, like your dream person, and as you're going along, you'll start looking at these pictures and you realize maybe you're not drawing a real person. You're drawing this imaginary person. Like, you had, you know, like, I realized the first few pictures I had drawn, what I imagined my dream body was more like a Barbie picture. It wasn't real. It wasn't something that you could actually accomplish. So I could actually accomplish, probably without, I don't know, a lot of starvation and plastic surgery. It wasn't probably real for me. And when I changed it to what could probably be real, it was a lot more fun. All of a sudden, I was able to look at myself and say, this is fun, this is easy. And then it shifted my whole perception of who I was and what I was able to obtain. And I've been able to make a smoother transition to that body shape. And it's been fun. And the same goes for my husband. The same goes for food. Like we, would create these meals that we wanted to have and drawings, and they were kind of scattered and weird. And now we create these beautiful images of colors. And it's funny, now we look for colors in food. We don't look for like a big slab of something, because that's not how we want to eat. We want to eat colors. So anyway, this is why it's important for you to draw. And I can't encourage you enough, please, even if you don't want to journal about it, pick up a pen, pick up a pencil, pick up a piece of paper, and just draw something. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. It can take hours if you want it to be. It's so therapeutic. It's so beautiful. And think about what you're trying to create in your life when you do it. Think about a dream or an issue or something you want, and just draw. It will be one of the most therapeutic things you'll do, even if you don't draw. And here's the thing I want to say to artists. I would say non-artists or people that are afraid of drawing probably actually do better at this technique, because they don't know how to draw, and so they're going to go for maybe more simplistic, and they're not going to overthink it. Artists will tend to overthink it. They're going to be like, I want to draw a picture of the mountains or the sky. So for an artist, I would say, and you know how to draw and you're very talented, when you're doing this kind of art, don't overthink it. Think of a dream or something that makes you happy. Don't overthink it. Just draw something simple. Just use it as a meditative form, and let it go. Just draw something simple and pure that feels really good. Do something where it feels a fantastic pen to paper. I mean, if that is a beautiful vision of the mountains, so be it. But if it's, but if that feels like you're back to, creating, a magnificent piece of art, then stop and think it, and just let it go. Let your mind be free, and let your mind just drift and do your art that way. All right, well, I hope this helps, and I'm excited to keep working on this project with you guys. Hopefully I will get it all out here pretty soon, where you're able to start working on this, because what I have done is so exciting and so amazing, and the transformation in myself, like I said, has been phenomenal, and my husband has seen it, and we're working on my kids. It's been great, and we can't wait to see all the other things that can happen with this project. I again haven't seen anything else really like it. I know there's other things similar, but not like this, and I'm just doing it just because I've seen so much with it. So anyway, let me know how everything's going, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.